Hi, folks. I'm the newstarcadefan here. In the last episode, we solved the very rainy riddle easily, and we scaled a cliff face to get to the next set of stairs. Here, we're gonna have to actually deal with the creature itself. I looked up to where she was, and she smiled at the sight. Personally, there were three beautiful, sweaty ladies. That's only something. Daiki, come on, keep your mind on the prize. But beyond that, there was what looked like an edge. The stairs ending at a trip. No special decoration surrounding it. Not there needed to be anyways. Finally, the four of us had made it to the top, which had a small flat platform, the tip of the mountain, like the back of the chair beyond us. And the flat edge, however, was a nest. And this nest was a single red egg. Oh boy, we're gonna have to deal with this. It was huge, about the size of Katsu's torso. So this is what we came here for? Exactly right. And how exactly do you plan to get this thing back down to the bottom? We just did a bunch of rock climbing. That's not exactly the best obstacle for carrying an egg that big. You worry too much. With that, Katsu pulled something out from one of her pockets. She grinned, and as she unfolded it, I realized it was a harness. One of those things you see mothers wearing to carry their children on their bellies or whatever. Clever, you saw this coming then. I had heard rumors that the Fennikusu eggs were nothing to scoff at in terms of size, so she placed the egg within the harness, slipping it right into the fabric. Katsu grunted, likely at the weight of the egg, before making sure it was nice and secure, and slipping it over her arms. Oops. Squirrel wheel. It rested heavily on her back, but she seemed to take it in stride. Alright, we got what we needed. Let's head back down before we get caught, shall we? We all nodded and made our way back down the mountain we just scaled. Going down always seemed easier than going up, but with the balmy heat of the island, it still seemed like a chore. I wiped the sweat from my forehead and let a deep exhale. Miyoko must have taken notice. Doing alright there, sailor? Yeah, just lots of walking, that's all. Poor thing. When we get back, I'll give you a nice massage. Sound nice? Masseuse, huh? I'm impressed, Miyoko. Well, honestly, I'm not trained masseuse. I just sort of just picked a few things up from, stuff. I wouldn't doubt that one bit, Miyoko. She laughed, waving me off as we continued our descent, making it to the rock climbing part. Knowing the route a bit better, I was able to take my time and somehow squeeze the muscle and make my way back to the other side once again. Soon, we were back to the cave and decided to take a breather while we could. We waited outside the cave's mouth and sat inside, sitting or leaning on things nearby. For whatever reason, I was reminded of school, except the people around me were exceptionally better looking than I was used to. After that quick breather, we could continue our way back downwards through the cave. As easy and difficult as that may have been, that depends, I suppose. As we continued our way down, Livy leaned over me, balancing herself a bit before continuing her walk. You alright there? Huh? Oh, just fine. Heat's getting to me a bit, I think. Yeah, same. Just hanging there. We're almost back. Huh? You did the same. We both smiled and kept up the pace with the others in front of us. You know, this is where the shit will go down hardcore. Oh, finally we had made it back down to the very bottom, only encountered yet another issue. Can't we just be done with this place without having to deal with this? Yet another creature stood in front of the trail we had cut for ourselves, snacking on the remains of the prior plant predator Katsu had slain. She nodded a sigh and wiped her hand across her face. Alright, how do we just avoid this one, shall we? Yeah, it makes little sense to bring attention to yourself. There's a possibility it could be an herba. Yeah, well, at this point, I'd rather not roll those dice. Let's just, She put on a sword, but before her frame swagger, she obviously exhausted and still trying to push herself forward. I grasped her hand where the hilt of her blade was. She looked up at me and her face already flushed was enough to read her fully. What are you? Look, you got a giant egg strapped to your back. Let me handle this, alright? Fine. But I swear, if you break this or lose this, well, I'll make sure. Blah, blah, blah. Save your threats, cat. Just go. She released her grip and let the sword fall into my hands. Now, admittedly, I didn't have all that much experience with swords. And by all that much, I mean, not even Olympics fencing. Wow. I did my best to make it look like I knew what I was doing, but it was pretty obvious that I was just flailing and hoping for the best. Eventually, we carved another path outwards toward our ship. We stepped out, Katsu falling to her knees, gasping for air. Hey, are you all? I'm fine. Let's just get on board and rest for a minute. I nodded and helped her up, handing back her sword. We trudged back through the shallow water and began our climb upwards back onto the deck of the ship. True to their word, we all just sat there for a moment, regaining our breath whilst under the shade of a nearby cliff by our ship. You know, you could have just straight off the egg to one of us or something. Yeah, well, I was supposed the thought didn't cross my mind, and it sure didn't. Yeah, we're in trouble. Well, that can't be a good sound. Blast, I thought we had enough time. The Fennikusu likely gotten back to her nest then. Well, no time to dawdle. We gotta get going. Wait, we had cannons on this thing all the time? We never used them because, well, for one, our ammo is expensive and extremely limited. And secondly, what else could we use it during the time you've been here? Alright, come on. I'll take care of the egg. No. I could see the heat flash in her eyes when she said those words. I was hurrying over to help her to her feet. Look, I get it. I've messed up a lot, but I can handle an egg, alright? I'll put it in the lower quarters so the Fennikusu or whatever can't get his claws on it. That way we can set sail faster, alright? Or or we can just stand here and let our eyes get gouged out by a giant bird who's really mad about getting her offspring jacked. Yeah. Still, she said nothing, but removed the harness from her body and carefully handed it and egg over to me. While cracking this thing, you're overboard. Got me? Understood, Captain. Man, this thing really did weigh a ton. Like medium-sized dog sort of heavy, at least 30 pounds. How the heck was Katsu carrying it for so long? No wonder she was near her breaking point. Or what looked like her breaking point anyways. I set it down in a safe encasement, wrapping it with the harness as padding to making sure that even with the rough waves, it wouldn't move all that much or fall over. With that taken care of, I made my way back on deck, looking out as the island moved further and further away from us. Well, I suppose that's that. I think we got No, you didn't. And I'm going to end it here. In the next episode, we're going to deal with one angry mother. If you like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because it helps the channel out very much. Anyway, I'm the newstarcadefan here saying thanks for watching. Have a good day or night wherever you are, and bye for now.